Good evening. 6 o'clock at night here. It's still a sunny day. It's the 3rd of August. It's been another very nice day. We've had lovely sunshine, 23 degrees all day. Too hot in the polytunnels to do any work, so that's why I come down on an evening to probably get an hour to maybe 2 hours in. The main reason I've come is to show you a job I'm just starting to tackle, which is mare's tail, and I'm asked loads about how do I get rid of mare's tail. It's a complete nightmare because the roots go so deep in the ground. A lot of people say use curtail, the weed killer. It does kill the tops and it'll kill a little bit of the root, but I guarantee it'll come up again in a year or two. I'll show you some beds which were equal to what I've got here a couple of years ago, and literally I don't use weed killers. I've literally just worked by hand, pulling them out. This one's a little bit worse because it hasn't been grown in for a good few years, so I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing in here. Hard work, but I'm aiming to do maybe 1 metre a night and come down as many nights a week as I can get time to do so, and it might take me a month, but I'll conquer the trench. Also a wall capsized on this particular trench, so they're 1 metre deep, and I need to get that wall rebuilt, so I needed to empty the trench anyway, so I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But I will show you exactly what I'm doing here. While I'm here, I've been asked a lot of questions about when do I shave leek heads. Well, if you remember, about a fortnight ago I started to shave mine, and each week now I do maybe another 6 or 8 heads. I'll show you the state of play with those because they have started to produce grass. Very small at the moment, but it's going well. I've also top dressed the tomatoes. I think I did it the last time I had the video on. They're starting to really put beef on now, and we have had a few red ones off. Not any great quantities at the moment, but you know, I'm getting half a dozen a day at the present minute. But they are laden. We'll have a quick look. All my leeks are now wrapped up. They should be wrapped now because most of the shows are anything from 4 to 8 weeks away, so you need to be contemplating getting your leeks wrapped up as well. Sizes, mine are averaging around about the 15-inch mark. I know a lot of people have got a lot bigger. The lad next door, he's got some touching 20 inches, Yorkshire Blues. It's a little bit early to have leeks that big, but never mind, there are some good leeks around. Hopefully they'll get some on the bench and we'll see some really big good stuff. The North East Horticultural Society, we had our annual general meeting. It was very well supported. I thank everyone who turned up for the day. We got through a lot of business, and our show's on. Benching on the 10th of September on the Friday up until 8 o'clock in the evening. Just turn up with your produce, pay your entry fees and show your produce. We want it to be a very successful show, and the show's open all day on the 11th up until 4:30 for lifting. We've made it a 1-day show to try and save on costs. That'll be the big issue with a lot of shows now, trying to get sponsorship to cover the cost of the shows. It's not cheap to put a big show on, and we're trying to cut costs wherever we can. So we're trying a 1-day event this year. We'll see how it goes for future years. But anyhow, I'm going to show you what I'm actually up to. I'm going to put my gloves on. It's a bit dirty job. I've just filled the riddle. There's so much mare's tail in this particular bed, I thought I could just throw the trench out and pull the weeds out as I was going. It's not working that way, so we'll have a little look. I've put my gloves on, we'll have a go. I'll take this off the holster and show you. Right, turn this around. I've put my gloves on. The phone will not work with the gloves on. Right, this is what we're looking at. This is mare's tail. Look at that bed. It's a real prize winning bed. There's masses and masses of it. It stands a good 2 foot high. There was I actually found a bag of fertilizer lying in here. I didn't know I had any John's base left, and I found a bag underneath all the mare's tail that had grown up around it. So there's a little bare patch there where the bag of John's base was. Showing you what the roots are like. This is down the bottom of the trench, and I've pulled a lot out, believe me, but this is the network of root that you get. You can see the new shoots coming away. There's absolute masses and masses of them. They're just snapped. These roots will probably go down another 6 foot. They could be 12 foot deep in the ground, maybe even deeper, but that's the roots that we're getting from them. I did a metre yesterday and filled the bag up. as you can see. I'll just keep taking them, these will all get burnt. So what I've done, I've shoveled down to a metre deep. I'll probably fork the bottom of this over as well once I get the whole bed emptied, and try and remove any further roots. And then thereafter, when I put everything back, this is the riddle soil underneath. Now I must be honest, I don't like riddling soil for my leek trenches. I don't like too fine a soil. I prefer to have a bit of a coarse mix. So what I've done, when I'm finished riddling, I end up with quite a bit of like pea gravel in the bottom of these trays. This is a homemade riddle which I made yesterday. It's 3 foot, so it fits over the footpath. It's 1/4 inch mesh underneath, as we can see. And all I do is I just work this back and forwards. It soon goes through, and you can see the roots starting to appear on the surface. Any rough bits of stone I do take out, but you can see the root here. Look at that, that's just from a tiny little area. So it's no good thinking, yeah, you can just dig your soil over and get rid of this. It takes 5 minutes for each riddle, and it'll probably take me an hour a night, maybe an hour and a half or whatever, to get a metre deep and dig the weeds out as I'm going, dig the roots out as I'm going. But at least the soil that goes in the top 3 foot of the trench should be reasonably clean. You'll never get everything out because you do snap bits. There's a little bit there, and I'm just going to show you. Right, that's tiny. You can see that would grow into what we're actually looking at here within a few short weeks. It grows very rapid. You can see the new shoots starting on the tip. It makes, as soon as it sees daylight, the roots remain underneath for up to years, and then as soon as it sees daylight, it produces that green shoot and turns into what we see here as the foliage. So there's 2 ends to this riddle. Hard work, especially when you're 70, but I quite enjoy a little bit of work on a night. It helps to try and keep you trim, as long as you don't overdo it. When I was young, I would have gone through this full bed in a week, no problem. As I've got a bit older, it's taking a little bit longer. Never mind. Right, that's the bit pea gravel I'm left with in the bottom. And once I've got all the weeds picked out of here, which can be another few minutes job, just go through and pick everything out. Make sure there's no little bits of glass or anything in. You want all the little bits out like that, because they will grow back again. And I'm not saying you won't get weeds, you will. They will come back, but much less. If we look at that next bed, that was equal to this bed 2 years ago. And it has taken me 2 years to clear it. But now, every time I see a little bit of this pop through the surface, I put a fork under it, get as deep as I can, pull the root out. As soon as it sees daylight, I rip it off and get as much root out as possible. And I have virtually rid that bed of the problem. So it's taken 2 years, hard work. And yeah, I am seeing odd little bits come through, but it's literally a 2-minute job once a week to go through and remove any that I see. And hopefully I'll conquer it completely where I'll not be seeing it pop up. You will exhaust the roots and hopefully eradicate the problem. It's a bit of a nightmare. All the little bits of root out. There's still little bits popping through. Do the far end the same. It doesn't take long, but you can see the roots coming to the surface and the soil dripping through. I'm forgetting I'm working with one hand here. I haven't got a camera person. Right, you can see what's coming out. All these roots, gonna get them out. Once I've got this side empty, the same as this bit gravel and everything that I've got left, that will be tipped back into what I've riddled underneath and mixed back into the trench when I put it in. Now this trench, by doing this down to the level I am doing, it gives me the opportunity to completely rebuild this bed. So I'll bring a good load of well-rotted manure and get some 15-year-old horse manure. It's absolutely loaded with worms. I must say this bed hasn't been watered for 2 years because it's had nothing growing for 2 years. So the roots must be well down in here, well below the water table, to get any moisture to make them grow. Not much else would have grown in here. There's no nettles or anything growing in this bed because they don't have deep enough roots to get the moisture. With being so dry, all the worms content of the bed, they've left the bed. So this is actually pretty poor soil at the moment. It's not in good condition. It's very powdery, as we can see. I don't like to see soil like this, but it gives me a chance to revamp the soil, put a load of manure in. I've got a friend who has a worm farm. I'll get a couple of thousand worms and I'll put those back in. There will be worms in the manure that I bring in. Any green matter that I can get, I will add into the beds, and I'll build up in layers. And this should make a cracking bed for 12 months time. We will see, because I'll follow through with a few videos. So as I say, I'll continue to get this side nicely riddled, the same as the other side. Pick as much weed out as possible. Once I get it right down to like this, the pea gravel size, it'll be tipped back into the bed and mixed in just to keep the bed nice and open. Right, I'm going to walk a quick look around the garden. We'll quickly show you what's going on. Right, the cabbages and collies are growing very well now, as you can see. Tomatillos are coming away well. You can see they're starting to form fruit up there. They're growing very nicely. There's a lot up the top and they've got a lot of fruit on. Right down here you can see they're just starting to form. These will get to the size of a golf ball, and they'll start to ripen and fill out. Cabbages all the way along. A week ago I didn't have a mark on these. I hadn't sprayed them, and within, well, virtually overnight I come down and these had peppered. You can see the little holes in them. I would imagine this is a caterpillar, possibly earwigs, but anyhow I have sprayed them. Sprayed the entire lot just the once at the moment. I will repeat it in a fortnight just to keep them clean. I haven't seen it get any worse since then. One or two seedlings starting to shape up quite decent there. I haven't wrapped them because they're not going to get shown. They're just looking for new stock. So whether they make the grade at the end of the day, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll give them every opportunity. Some of these are a decent size. I mean, that one there is about 16 inches. Anyway, I've pulled them out. I've just took a cauliflower in. They'll come away quickly. So as you can see, they're growing away quite nicely. Right, quick look along the leek bed. Jimmy Dunnett's leeks, looking beautiful. I'm well pleased with them. I only have 3 in, but they're stacking up very nicely. They look nice. Moving around onto the virus free. These are doing very well. I'm more than happy with them. They're, you can see they're quite nice quality. I'll bear one down just to show you. These are the wraps that I put on. Not enormous, it's just above 15 inches. Lovely looking leek. I hope they get a bit of length. This particular type is a little bit shorter than this type, which is just slightly wedged. This hasn't been cleaned up at all, but as you can see, I'll take that flag off and we'll just have a look. The green on these are just through not blanching them soon enough, but having said that, I haven't got a show for about a month to 5 weeks, so they're alright. Slightly tapered on that particular style and a bit extra length on it. So that's the virus-free leeks along there. We've started picking beans. These have only been in maybe 3 weeks, and you can see how they've grown very rapidly. Lettuce are flying away. If you remember, I only put them in a fortnight ago, and not be long they're starting to produce slight hearts in there. Peppers are growing well. Plenty of peppers hanging. We're getting loads of peppers off the top plants now, nice big ones. They are great. These collies have galloped away, looking super. This is Naturo. It's a new one that I've tried from Medwin's catalogue. Peas, just ordinary peas, but again, you can see they're starting to produce pods already. They are flying along. Strawberries are about finished now. These are perpetual. They will continue to produce suckers on, and everywhere they produce suckers, they produce small fruited strawberries. Very nice. Some small dwarf beans there. Couple of seedlings, which I think I showed you the last time, are looking really good. Very hopeful for these two. This is the one that was like the pot leek. It was from a branch leek seedling, but nice and straight. It's looking good. Just need to tidy it up a little. And this one, I mean, it was put in amongst me branch leeks. I had a long collar on it, but it hadn't made the length, so I've reduced the length of the collar. It's screened up again. I've taken a few flags off. It's beautiful. It's got very, very long foliage, 6 foot either side. Beautiful shape, stacking up well. I'm really hopeful this might even make a pot leek if I don't collar it at all for future years. There we are, it's beautiful. So if it doesn't make a pot leek, it's going to make a cracking intermediate. Got high hopes for that. That's about 12 around at the moment. It's a nice looking leek. Right, we'll move down amongst the seed heads. Bees are still very busy, working well. The onions are starting to form excellent now. You can see that. You can see the full of seed. The ones higher up are beautiful, lovely heavy seed pods. I'll be able to get these off soon. As I'm talking, the bees are in there flying around them, so they're looking good. The ones I shaved for little pods, I'm not getting anything on them, so I think that's going to be a waste of time for me. Next year I'm going to grow some plants totally separately and treat them slightly different to try and get pods. But as you can see, the bulbs are super, really firm, and I will be able to keep these for future years. So quite happy with these. Get the nettles out. Still rock solid. Since the last time you were here, everything's had another dressing, but what I've done in here now, I've given them the potash dressing of the Terra Plus that I was talking about. So you can see it's helping the bulbs come away nicely. Moving on to the seed heads, we'll go down to the far end. You can see I've shaved 1 or 2 more since the last time I talked about it, but I've still got hundreds to shave. The first ones that I did, if we look here, they're starting to produce nice grass. In a month's time, they're going to be beautiful. They're going to be full of grass. You can see it's starting to come on here very nicely. They'll get a lot bigger and better than that. The other first ones I've done. The more recent ones I've just done in the last day or so. You can see there's virtually nothing on them. And I've still got these ones to really big heads like. But I've still got these to shave. I've got quite a few to shave. There's more on this side. You can see they're producing grass anyway. One of the questions I get asked is, if it's producing grass and seed, do I shave everything off? I do. I cut it right down. I cut the grass back, and it very soon grows away again, slightly thicker and stronger than previously, but it does come well. So that's the state of play with the seed heads. As you can see, there's a lot still to be done. As I say, each weekend I come in and I shave a few now. I may start increasing the volume that I'm shaving because I've got a lot to get through here. I want grass on all. So I'll have a quick look how the tomatoes have done. The last time I was here, these got a feed of Terra Plus, the high potash one. It's formed a fungi, been watered into the pots, and it's now gone right in. So you can see there might be slight traces of fungi on the top there. That's off the Terra Plus, but you can see the crop is fantastic. This is Maisie, if you remember. They are really good. Well pleased with them all the way along. There's some tremendous fruit. As I say, there's quite a few red ones off now. We're getting quite a few. There's some lovely shaped fruit ones. It's looking really nice. I maybe should have thinned them out if I was wanting to show them, but as I say, they're only for eating purposes. So we're quite happy with those. Coming really nice. Last little look, seedlings. These are the branch leek seedlings that I'm discarding. Along to here, We've had a look at these. They are superb. Good length on, 18 inches, 7.5, 8 inches around now. They're shaping up very nicely. Not all of them. There was 11 I picked out. There's one or two I'll probably discard now. This one's produced faulty foliage. So okay up to there, there's a foliage which has come out stuck together. I'll discard that. I don't like to see any malformed centre, so that'll probably go the journey. It's a shame. It's a fairly heavy leek. It's only 14 inches long, but it's a big one, about 9 around. But that'll go the journey. This one's over the 20 mark. But we'll be keeping, as I say, I'll pick the best out and keep those. So that's a look for today. I hope it answers any questions. That's about it. So we'll finish off, folks. Thank you very much, and we'll see you the next time we're down. Thanks a lot now. Bye bye. Work with my gloves on.